Hello, I'm Laura. It is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, and these are today's Heartlines. The theme for Heartlines this week is authenticity, and thus far it has been celebrated by building bridges with those with whom we might disagree. And yesterday we celebrated joyfully the peace that has been reached between Israel and Gaza. So today I'm extending that story a little bit to something very heartwarming. You see, the heartwarmer is not waiting for Wednesday this week like it so often does. It is the images of hostages being reunited with their loved ones. Something very moving, very precious. Our loved ones are very precious. We have our connections, our relationships, sometimes our disagreements, but always there is a strength we gain from feeling close to those around us. And whether they are family or friends or people we work with in our community, we can develop those loving relationships that support us through all things and touch our hearts deeply. To see people reunited after forcibly being separated for 2 years was so powerful and so moving. And it was also very moving to see people grieving over the bodies being returned of those who didn't survive, or missing the bodies that haven't yet been found to be returned. That kind of grief also speaks to how important these relationships are with our loved ones. You see, even loved ones that have gone on, that we know are no longer with us on earth, are still very dear and important to us. We can hold them in our hearts. I myself have lost both parents and a sibling, my sister, but I do have a very great connection with my husband and his family. In fact, last night we did take a spontaneous camping trip at Bennett Springs, Missouri, and we were sitting around the campfire at this time last night, watching the fire crackle and burn, and talking and sharing and laughing. These things are priceless. So if you can develop these kind of relationships, either with those you're related to or in your community or in life, they are precious. So today, on Tuesday, we are holding to the very gracious beauty that comes to us in our relationships with our loved ones. And we are celebrating with those whose loved ones have been returned in Israel and in Gaza, for those who've been released from Israel, going back to their loved ones in Gaza. So we celebrate the coming together of loved ones and the memories of those who are lost. So let's now take a deep breath and go to the heart and focus on this idea. I am grateful for my loved ones, and I thank them for being in my life. I am grateful for my loved ones, and I thank them for being in my life. and so it is. Nothing more authentic touches our hearts than when we think of those we love. And they can be people with 2 legs, or animals with 4 legs, or feathers, or whatever it is, those beings who are close to us, who bring a deeper love to our lives through our relationships with them, uplift us in ways that are even beyond words, just as what we saw in the news today of reunited loved ones being beyond words and yet more beautiful than anything you can imagine. Thank you for touching the love that is beyond words with me today, and I will complete these words by saying, have a wonderful day.